We have got to stop meeting like this. So obviously it's been a long time since I've been on here, and every time I get on here to film, which filming is not the problem, I film all the time, but every time I get on my computer to edit or something like that, something happens, I don't know what it is, but I'm not making any more excuses. It's time to lock in. And while I give you my latest life updates, I'm gonna redo my refrigerator calendar because this says May and it's July the 10th. So I might be a little bit behind, but in order to keep my hands busy and my mind moving, I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna tell you what's been happening. Words just don't word sometimes. But like I said, it is July the 10th and a lot has happened since the last time we spoke. I believe that my last upload on YouTube was end of April, beginning of May. I have a lot to fill you in on. I'm just cleaning this off because I will get hyperfixated on getting all the marker off, and then I will constantly pause and say and you know, so you don't want to go through that and I don't want to have to edit it. I think I've told y'all about my microphone saga before, how I ordered these lavalier, I think that's how you say it, microphones. And I mean, I'm glad I have them. I get a lot of use out of them for doing voice recordings for TikTok, but I think my original intent with buying these was to use them for my camera. However, I could never figure out how to set them up. Thank God for ChatGPT. Chat gets me through some tough times. I think I might have to re-wet my napkin. I'm having to put in some elbow grease over here. Ooh. Okay. Here we are. I know that the first was on a Tuesday because that is my parents' anniversary. Working with limited supplies. I hope they're not dried out. This is what we're working with. Assorted colors. I really don't know how to tell you this other than to just say it. And it's really not like scandalous. But I did resign from my teaching position. Really no reason other than the fact that I just, at the end of the day, I didn't feel that I was the best person to fulfill the needs of the role. I don't know, I'm almost certain I've told y'all this, but I was the FACS teacher, Family and Consumer Science, aka home ec. And while I loved my job and who I worked with and for and the students, just everything, I felt that with my skill set, I just could not provide the students with everything that they needed. And for them to be taking those classes as electives, I know that typically to your, I guess, everyday student, elective classes aren't that big of a deal, but to those that really wanted to get in there and make something out of their home ec experience, I feel like I just couldn't deliver that to them. So I decided to step away. It was not an easy decision to make, and I would be lying if I said that I wasn't, you know, a little sad about it, because even though it was only a year, on the flip side, it was a whole year. And so I met a lot of amazing people, worked with a lot of amazing people, and I had so many amazing students, truly. And I'm going to miss everyone dearly. But I do feel at peace with my decision, and ultimately I think it was best for everyone involved, because the kids deserve someone who can give them what they need in a class. So that is my largest update. Let's get to filling this out. I do not have another job yet, although I do have a prospective job. I won't talk too much about it, but it would be a work from home job, and I think in the case of, you know, Tanner being in ministry and just always being busy, I think that would be best for me and for his schedule, because I feel that I would be able to be more available to him and to the ministry and just have a more open schedule overall. Since a white marker isn't a thing, I'm going in with red. This is going to be the white and this is going to be the blue. Red, white, and blue, July, 4th of July, you know, fun. That was my major update. A few minor updates. Since I was teaching, I'm technically off for the summer, and so that has just been so nice. I have gotten to catch up on household chores and doctor's appointments. Truly, it has been so wonderful. Like, if I didn't need a job to sort of balance out our lives, I would definitely be a stay-at-home wife. I just love being at home and just being able to have my own schedule, but honestly, who doesn't love that? But there are some people in this world that crave that heavy structure. I ain't one of those people. I can kind of adhere to it when need be, but I like kind of going with the flow the older I get. I need some fine tip markers because these are pretty broad. And this one looks dried out. Although we're already 10 days into July, I am going to fill this out because why not? What else am I going to do on a Thursday night at 8:47 p.m.? I mean, I could be doing laundry or, cleaning something, but this is going to relax my mind. But speaking of things that do not relax my mind, I need to tell y'all something very critical to my health. I've already documented all of this over on TikTok, so if you want the basic rundown of it and kind of a behind the scenes of how everything went, I recently had a sleep study done, and guess who's considered to have sleep apnea? This girl. It literally makes me want to cry, scream, and throw up all at the same time. Like, that sounds dramatic, but I do not want to have to wear a CPAP machine. And let me tell you why. I'm not knocking CPAP machines. I know they are very helpful to a lot of people. And if it came right down to it, if I needed one for my health, obviously I would use it. However, I'm 24 years old, and a lot of the times when people start using CPAP machines, they don't stop. And so I'm hoping that I've got a lot of life left to live, and that would be a very long commitment to make, and I'm just not ready for it. I guess sleep apnea is something that you don't know you have until you are tested for it. And to be considered to have it, you have to fall on a certain numerical scale. So anything 5 and above, which I don't technically know how they're measuring this. But anyway, anything 5 and above is considered sleep apnea. I was 5.5. How unfortunate is that? I'm kind of distraught about it. I know that there are greater problems going on in the world and that I will be fine either way. But I just really did not want that to be the news that I received when I got my sleep study done. However, I will go back for another sleep study. This time they're going to put the CPAP on me. And here's my thing. If you already think I need one, then why I gotta go do another sleep study? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm being simple-minded, but I don't want to do it again. I did not get quality sleep, at least in my opinion, because I was tossing and turning all night. However, whenever the lady called me to get it set up, I asked her, is there literally anything else that I could use besides a CPAP machine? And she said there is a mouthpiece that people can use for times such as this, so I'm gonna look into that. I don't even remember where we left off because my camera was dying. I had to charge it for a minute, but I finished the calendar. I'm sure I'm leaving something out, but for the most part, I think it's pretty complete. And don't clown on my handwriting. When I write, my hand drags like a dead leg, so I try not to smear stuff, and in order for me not to, I kind of have to write. I don't even know how to describe it, okay? It's weird. However, I just left this blank because it's already Thursday, and so maybe I can fill it out for next week. Now, everything that's listed on here may not get cooked, but it will be high ambitions, I guess. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope I have even more updates to come in the next video, and I just appreciate you being here. I love you, Jesus loves you, and I'll see you later.